What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Vince Clarke in his Deeptronica guys from the 2009 album of the same name. Thank you again to Mr. Solo. And the next track is Dark Matter, which scientifically refers to a significant proportion of mass that is detected or measured in the universe, but which is not like ordinary or baryonic matter, and which scientists still don't quite know where to find, which is to say the phrase itself is indicative of our current ignorance about what it is, and there's been different hypotheses about what type of particle it might be in. But yes, ultimately, ordinary matter, stars and galaxies and so on, make up actually a very small percentage of the observed mass in the observable universe, and thus they are still trying to figure out what dark matter is. So there's a mysterious quality to it, but it is detectable and measurable in its effects. We just don't know quite what it is yet. So that seems like a very fruitful place from which to make a sonic track in an album that has had very galactic and universal sci-fi type sound. So maybe I would expect it to have a mysterious type of sound because, again, in scientific fact, we still don't know quite what it is or what type of particles it may be held in, and ultimately maybe a more ambient, like true ambient type of sound instead of like a driving down-tempo trance-like sonic configuration. So those are just speculative hypotheses. Let's see what it is in practice. This is Vince Clarke as Deeptronica. The tune is Deep Matter, and it's from his Deeptronica album, 2009. This album is so masterful, it's ridiculous. And it is every bit on the level of some of the best Psybient artists I've heard. And for my taste, for someone who's long been interested in Psybient and galactic exploring music, I mean, I think it's the best work Vince has ever done. Now, I get it, people who are huge fans of Erasure or Yazoo or very early Depeche Mode, they might have different opinions on that matter, but in terms of the scope, the galactic quality, the scale of his music. This is the craziest stuff he's ever done, in my opinion. And again, I listen to techno. I still have to finish the VCMG album. I just reminded myself of that. But, I like that stuff a lot too, and it's very different from the more like light and bubbly synth pop that he's known for making, especially with Erasure maybe. But this is just on another level. And again, my only lament is that these tunes are just like these little appetizers of soundscapes that from other Psybient artists and labels that I've been familiar with would end up being like 7, 8, 9 minute tunes. So again, this is very much in my particular zone of interest. I'm brainstorming on my next Psybient mix now. I was talking to Michaela about this. I'm going to make a mix called Vanquish the Impossible, which is a sample from the very final Carl Sagan Cosmos episode. And I realized I don't think I've ever made a mix of that name, so I'm working on my next Psybient mix. This tune I'm going to use. I mean, any of the ones I've reacted to so far I could use, but I'm making a commitment to use this track in that mix. But again, just another masterpiece. And the first half, very heavy and mysterious. And again, dark matter. Part of the reason scientists know it's there is because of the gravity that we observe in the universe. Like, galaxies are spinning too fast to be accounted for by just the gravitational influence of the regular matter that exists. So again, there must be some other form of matter. So the first half of the tune very much gave off this mysterious, heavy, gravitationally significant type of force, but one that we can't really get a sense of, or it's on a scale beyond humanity. But then it kicks into gear, and it has drive, and it has a steady kick drum and an electronic sound to it. It feels like being in hyperspace in the Star Control 2 game. So yeah, a song of two halves, or a track of two halves, but the first half very much did fit what I was thinking, and then it kicked into another more energetic gear. So just an amazing tune. This is a brilliant album. I'm loving it. Thank you again to Mr. Solo. Let me know what you have to say, and I will see you next time. Peace.